Florida, EA4 Bravo Bravo. Roger. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed for the information. Frank, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and I wish you and yours all the best. Stay safe, and greetings from Madrid, LX1 Florida, Florida, from EA4 Bravo Bravo. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, 73, Frank. G0 UYF, is that Uniform Yankee Fox, over? Okay, Malcolm. G0 UYF, this is EA4 Bravo Bravo. I'm not 100% sure I got your call okay, but I think it's G0 UYF. This is EA4BB returning. You're 5x9 or 59 plus. Beautiful signal here. My QTH is about 40 kilometers north of Madrid, and my name is Fernando. The name is Fernando, like Foxtrot Echo Radio November Alpha November Delta Oscar. Back to you. Golf 0 Uniform Yankee Fox, EA4 Bravo Bravo. Very fine, Malcolm. G0 UYN, I got it now. Golf 0 Uniform Yankee November. This is EA4 Bravo Bravo returning. Very fine, and thank you very much indeed for the information and the nice report. Yes, the transmitter is the Collins Kilo Whiskey Sierra 1. It's made in 1955, and it's quite an impressive transmitter because of the size of the power supply. The power supply is very heavy and bulky, and then the receiver is the 75A4, which I think you've got, and it's a beautiful receiver. It's very nice, and it sounds super when properly calibrated. And mine has gone through a series of small alignments and modifications in the last week, and I am quite satisfied of how it came out, and it sounds very nice. I am hearing your voice through the loudspeaker as if it was high fidelity. No problem. And yeah, the power output in the peaks is about 600 watts, maybe 700. It's the normal output of the transmitter. As you know, probably there is no amplifier for this transmitter. It's the output it was designed for. So it's quite a nice piece of history, I would say, Malcolm. And you can see this transmitter on my QSL.com page. I have designed one of my QSL cards with it. So there we go. We have another contact in the past, I see, in my logbook now, Malcolm. We met in 2006, but back then we met when I was working in Sudan. I spent a few years in Darfur. I was 5 years there, and my call sign was Sierra Tango 2 Bravo Foxtrot, ST2BF. So we met back then also in 20 meters SSB. So back to you, G0UYN from EA4 Bravo Bravo. Very fine, Malcolm. G0UYN from EA4 Bravo Bravo returning. Very nice, beautiful signal, and thank you very much for the information. You mentioned a few very beautiful radios, the KWM2. I had one of those years ago, but unfortunately I sold it. I always regretted having sold my KWM2, but I've got an S-Line, which is a very nice Collins radio as well. The S-Line is a bit more modern than this one, and it has its own peculiarities. I know the Matchbox, the Johnson matching network, I think they called it the kilowatt Matchbox. They had maybe they had a lower power model, at least two different types. There was the big one, which was probably the 1 kilowatt, and there was another one perhaps for 500. I don't remember well. I have never seen one of those in the flesh. That's another rare bird, although they seem to be quite common in the US, but not in Europe. And a very nice tuner, of course, a symmetrical tuner, ideal for your Zeppelin antenna. Makes of the Zeppelin antenna the ideal multi-band antenna. Fantastic. I've got a remote tuner for my antenna for 40 and 80. This antenna is an L antenna with a vertical element, which is just a thick wire inside of a telescopic fiberglass pole, and then a horizontal element, another length of wire, in total maybe 20 meters, and this is tuned with a remote an antenna tuner. But the Matchbox, of course, is just fantastic. Very nice. Yes, a lot of water under the bridge. I have retired since. I was working there for the UN in Darfur, and it was a very tough time of the life. Those very long years. It's a desert area basically, and it was a very complicated situation back then. But anyway, that's long gone. Back to you, Malcolm. G0UYN from EA4 Bravo Bravo. UYN from EA4BB. Very, very interesting. Malcolm, and thank you very much for the information. I've opened now your QRZ.com page, and I am absolutely amazed. You got a wonderful, wonderful collection of Collins equipment there, and a beautiful, very neat, very well organized Radio Shack. Beautiful. I'm very, very intrigued by two units in the main picture in your QRZ.com page, and to the left of your desk there are two units. It looks maybe like a Navy transmitter and receiver. They look very big and heavy and very, very interesting. They're sitting on your desk, but in the corner. And then, of course, goodness, I'm looking at the 30S1, the mighty 30S1 linear amplifier by Collins. That was a beautiful amplifier as well. I've never had one of those, but I got a very good friend in in the Canary Islands who got one of these in 1990, and he brought it from the US, and he modified it for the 50 hertz of the European mains, and he's a very happy camper ever since. It's been a long time, but he uses this amplifier every day. Very, very nice. I see in your Collins line some very interesting units which you may have made yourself. I see two meters. Probably they are watt meters, power meters, with a big round instrument, and they have been made in a cabinet which looks like the cabinet of a Collins S-line speaker. And then I had never seen one of those. I wonder if you made them, because I don't think it is standard Collins equipment. And then you got some very interesting units there that look to me like antenna tuners. There are two controls. Maybe there is a power instrument in the center for reflected and forward power, and they look to me like antenna tuners. Very, very interesting. And then another unit to the right of this desk, which is hard to say what it is, with three instruments on top. Very, very interesting. Super Shack. It's the dream of a Collins collector. Malcolm, I wonder if you are a member of the Collins Collectors Association. I am not, but of course I follow the webpage, and I have taken a lot of information from there, and I couldn't have restored my KWS1 if it hadn't been because of the information I found on that webpage. Back to you, G0UYN from EA4BB. G0UYN from EA4BB. Very, very fine, Malcolm. Very interesting, and thank you very much for the information. I had missed the HRO. It's not very evident in the picture, but the national HRO is another magnificent receiver, and of course, it has a very illustrious history, which is very much connected to the UK and the war and Bletchley Park, etc. I've got an HRO myself, but mine is of the modern kind. It's the HRO 60, which is a very, very nice receiver as well. But this HRO, which might be HRO 5, the black one you got there in that picture, it could very well be an HRO of the war years, and it's such a very, very nice receiver, very, very interesting indeed, wonderful. And you mentioned, I think you mentioned Advanced Optics. I missed that, but I think this is the company you mentioned, and they made in the UK a number of cabinets and devices that were perfect replicas of the Collins gear back then. I got from them many years ago a press selector for my Collins 51 S1 receiver. That is a very, very nice receiver as well, as you know, but it does not perform very well below, say, 2 megahertz without this pre-selector. And the original one is not very common, and if you ever find one, it's for sure going to be very expensive. But this company, they used to make in the UK a solid-state replica, and that was much more affordable, of course, and it was readily available back then. So I got mine, maybe, you know, in the mid-90s, and it works very, very well. Of course, things are very different with the 51S1 now, when you are tuning to long wave and medium wave, and you do DXing on those low frequencies with that device. It is indeed a high pressure. It works so very well. But unfortunately, they discontinued the production of that unit, and I am not sure at all that this company is still in business. Maybe they have disappeared altogether. I've got a few other British radios here, which I really treasure. I like very much. I've got an Eddystone 830, and this is a very, very nice Eddystone radio. It works very well, and of course, the audio is fantastic. It's got a push-pull circuit, which I think is made of two V6 tubes. I can't remember now exactly, but the audio out of this Eddystone 830 is just phenomenal. It's fantastic. And somewhere else in the shack, I've got another beautiful radio. I mean, beautiful is beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, isn't it? But my Marconi CR100 is a wonderful, wonderful radio. This is from the war as well, and it was in a ship. It has a blue cabinet, and it is very sensitive, you know, for the time it was made, and you know, with these components and all the difficulties, it is such a sensitive and good sounding radio, that Marconi. So that is another of my UK boat anchors, we could say, my classics. So, well, you know, they have this very special charm, and it's very interesting to spend time fixing them, bringing them back to life, and having them on the air, performing as the day when they left the factory. That is a sort of satisfaction that only few of us can understand, Malcolm, isn't it? G0UYN from EA4BB. from EA4BB. Very, very fine. There's been a bit of QSB in this transmission, and your signal went down into the noise a couple of times, so maybe conditions are changing. But I heard most of your transmission without any problem. And I was thinking about the 866. Yes, I am not very fond of solid-state power supplies for these kind of radios, and I think you did very well in bringing back things to the way they were. But I was thinking of the 866s and things I heard about them, and I think they are prone to flashing and giving all the complications. But there is a substitute, which is what I did in the power supply of my KWS1, which is much, much better, and it is a direct substitution. It is the 3B28, the 3 Bravo 28. I'm sure you know that tube. I think it's much more reliable. It's slightly more modern and, well, still very, very effective, of course. It does the same thing, so maybe you could look into it and see if it would be worth doing a substitution of the old 866, which is a fine tube anyway, but it has that reputation for flashing over. Anyway, Malcolm, I have to run now from the shack. I have to run to my cooking chores, and I will close the station now. But it's been a pleasure to meet you after the years, after that contact, which happened in February 2006. By the way, February 2006 on 20 meters, and to realize that you have these amazing collections of wonderful Collins radios, and you keep them on the air, working properly and sounding so very, very good. It's been indeed a pleasure, and I hope we will have the chance to meet soon again. If you ever hear me on the air, you can bet I will be running one of these old radios, either this one or the S-line, or the Drake C-line, which I like very, very much as well, and it will be interesting to compare. I hope the frequency has not drifted a lot. The KWS1, of course, it drifts as it heats up, and it can get pretty hot, but I hope, with the RIT, you can keep my frequency more or less on tracking. So, take care, my friend. Have a nice day. Stay safe and healthy. And greetings from Madrid. All the best to you and to your family. And thank you very, very much again for this very interesting contact, Marco. It's been indeed a pleasure. And back to you, G0 UYN from EA4 Bravo Bravo. very much, Malcolm. It's been indeed my pleasure. You take care, my friend. Bye-bye for now from Echo Alpha 4 Bravo Bravo. Cheerio. Is a Delta Lima 8 Foxtrot Quebec, Roger? Roger, DL8 Fox Quebec. Well, you got a big signal here, 5x9 plus, very strong in near Madrid. My QTH is about 40 kilometers north of Madrid, the capital city of Spain, and my name is Fernando, like Foxtrot, Echo, Romeo, November, Alpha, November, Delta, Oscar. Back to you. Delta Lima 8 Fox Quebec from Echo Alpha 4 Bravo Bravo. Very fine indeed, Rolf. Delta Lima 8 Fox Quebec from Echo Alpha 4 Bravo Bravo. Thank you very much for the nice report from Hamburg and nice signal all the way with an excellent audio quality. Running here about 600 watts, Rolf, from a very old transmitter, a Collins KWS1, and a 3-element tri-band beam antenna beaming in your direction. The weather is nice today. We have a sunny day, and the temperature now is about 10 degrees centigrade here in the north of Madrid. Back to you, Rolf. DL8 Fox Quebec from Echo Alpha 4 Bravo Bravo. Very good, Rolf. DL8FQ from EA4BB. Well, it sounds wonderful. Very nice signal with great audio quality, so no problem at all, Rolf. Yes, this one was made in 1955. 1955, and it's a bit older than the 30S1. And it's about 600-700 watts output, the transmitter. It doesn't have a separate amplifier. It was made like that. Of course, you can tune down, you can bring down the power by reducing the audio gain. But I used to run it full, and the transmitter seems to be happy with that. Okay, Rolf, thank you very much for the contact. I will be running away from the Radio Shack now, but it's been a pleasure meeting you, and I wish you all the best. Vielen Dank für QSO, Rolf, und 73 auf Wiederhören, and I hope it will be until very soon. 73, Rolf, and back to you, Delta Lima 8, Fox, Quebec, from Echo Alpha 4, Bravo, Bravo. Thank you very much, Rolf. 73, bye-bye.